Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Do you feel like you're stuck in the rat race, working hard but never getting ahead? What if I told you the secrets to wealth aren't taught in school, but they can be learned? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most influential personal finance books ever written, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. We'll break down the powerful lessons that challenge conventional wisdom and show you how the rich really build wealth. Stick around, because understanding these principles could change your financial future forever. And hey, if you're ready to take control of your money, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell right now so you do not miss out on more life-changing content. Robert Kiyosaki grew up with two fathers offering very different advice about money. His biological father, highly educated but financially struggling, his poor dad, preached the traditional path: get good grades, find a safe job with benefits, save money, and avoid risk. His best friend's father, his rich dad, was a high school dropout who became a wealthy entrepreneur and investor. Rich Dad taught Robert the unconventional rules the wealthy use to build fortunes, often the exact opposite of what Poor Dad advised. This contrast forms the foundation of the book's core message: financial education is key, and what the rich teach their kids about money is fundamentally different from what the poor and middle class learn. Poor Dad often said, "The love of money is the root of all evil." Rich Dad countered, "The lack of money is the root of all evil." A stark difference in perspective. The first crucial lesson from Rich Dad is this: the poor and middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them. This isn't about being greedy. It's about understanding how money flows and escaping the rat race. Instead of just chasing a higher salary, which often leads to higher taxes and expenses, the rich focus on building systems and acquiring assets that generate income passively, whether they are actively working or not. Think about it. A job typically provides income only when you trade your time for it. An asset, like a rental property generating positive cash flow, a business that runs without you, or dividend-paying stocks, can make you money even while you sleep or vacation. That's the goal. This might be the single most critical lesson in the entire book. You must know the difference between an asset and a liability, and dedicate your life to buying assets. Rich Dad's simple, powerful definition: an asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. Sounds easy, right? But Kiyosaki argues that most people, including highly educated ones, get it wrong because they lack financial literacy. They often confuse liabilities with assets. The most common example? Your house. Most people believe their home is their biggest asset. But Rich Dad argues that unless it's generating income, like through rent, that exceeds its expenses, your primary residence is often a liability. Why? Because of the mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, maintenance, and utilities. It constantly takes money out of your pocket each month. The rich, on the other hand, focus their energy and resources on acquiring true income-generating assets, businesses that do not require their constant presence, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, income-generating real estate notes, IOUs, royalties from intellectual property, and anything else that has value, produces income or appreciates, and has a ready market. Their goal is to build a strong, ever-growing asset column that generates more and more passive income, eventually covering their expenses and allowing them to escape the need to work for money. Rich Dad's third lesson: mind your own business. Now, this doesn't mean quit your job tomorrow and start a company from scratch, though that's one path. It means start building and managing your own asset column. separate from your profession. Kiyosaki clarifies, your profession is what you do for work to earn a paycheck. Your business is your asset column, the investments and income streams you are building. A doctor's profession is medicine, but their business might be investing in stocks, owning rental properties, or funding startups. Keep your daytime job if you need to, pay your bills, but make it a priority to start buying real assets, not liabilities or personal possessions that lose value over time. Focus on building that asset column. That's your real business, the key to financial independence. Ever wonder why the rich seem to pay less in taxes, proportionally, than the middle class? Rich Dad explained it's not necessarily about shady dealings, it's about understanding the system. Kiyosaki touches on the history of taxes, noting they were often initially intended for the rich. However, the rich, being financially savvy, quickly figured out legal ways to minimize their tax burden, often shifting the load onto the poor and middle class. How? One major tool is the corporation. Rich Dad taught Robert that the corporation is one of the biggest legal secrets of the rich. It's not just for massive companies. Individuals can form corporations too. The key difference lies in the order of operations. Employees, typically, earn money, pay taxes, spend what's left. Business owners, especially those operating through a corporation, often earn money, spend money on legitimate pre-tax business expenses, pay taxes on what's left. This ability to spend pre-tax dollars on things like travel, meals, or equipment, if business-related, offers a significant advantage. Understanding the basics of accounting, investing, market forces, and especially the law, tax codes, corporate law, is crucial for leveraging these advantages and protecting your assets. This lesson sounds almost magical. The rich invent money. What does that mean? It means that wealth isn't always just found or earned through hard labor. It's often created through financial intelligence. This comes down to seeing opportunities that others miss, structuring deals creatively, knowing how to raise capital, and organizing smart people to execute a plan. It's about solving problems. Rich Dad emphasized that in the real world, it's often not the academically smart ones who get ahead financially, but the bold, the creative, and the brave who are willing to take calculated risks. Financial IQ involves not just knowledge, but also the ability to apply it, to think outside the box, to negotiate, to learn from mistakes, because you will make them, and to constantly seek new information and opportunities. Don't just look for jobs. Look for opportunities to create value, solve problems, and structure deals where you invent money. Poor Dad advised Robert to find a job with good pay and benefits, focusing on security. Rich Dad advised taking jobs primarily for the skills you could learn, even if the initial pay was lower. Especially when you're young or changing careers, focus on acquiring critical skills that build your overall financial intelligence. What skills? Kiyosaki highlights sales, marketing, communication, leadership, understanding financial statements, investing, and negotiation. These skills are more valuable in the long run than a slightly higher salary at a job where you aren't learning anything new. Don't get trapped working solely for job security or a paycheck. Work to learn the skills needed to eventually build your own assets and business, to become proficient in the B, business owner, and I, investor quadrants. Okay, the lessons sound powerful, but if it were easy, everyone would be rich, right? Kiyosaki points out that it's often not a lack of information, but internal obstacles that hold people back. He identifies 5 main ones. 1. Fear, specifically, the fear of losing money. Everyone feels it, but the rich aren't paralyzed by it. They learn to manage risk, Understand that failure is part of the process, and don't let fear stop them from taking action. 2. Cynicism, that nagging voice of doubt that shoots down every opportunity. That'll never work. It's probably a scam. Cynics criticize and find reasons why things won't work. Winners analyze and find ways to make things work. 3. Laziness. This often manifests not as doing nothing, but as being too busy, usually busy avoiding something important, like managing finances or seeking new opportunities. Prioritize your financial education and taking action on your asset column, even when it feels easier to just relax or stay busy with less important tasks. 4. Bad habits, especially spending habits. Most people pay their bills first and save or invest only if something is left over. Rich Dad taught to pay yourself first, meaning allocate money to your asset column before paying discretionary bills. Develop the habit of managing your money wisely. 5. Arrogance, thinking you know it all, especially when you don't. Kiyosaki defines arrogance as ego plus ignorance. When you're ignorant in a subject, like finance, arrogance prevents you from learning. Stay humble, admit what you don't know, and seek out experts or knowledge. Overcoming these internal roadblocks is just as important as learning the financial strategies. Feeling motivated, but maybe a little overwhelmed? Where do you actually begin? Kiyosaki offers some actionable steps. Find a strong reason. What's your why? Why do you want financial freedom? Having a deep emotional reason will keep you going when things get tough. Choose daily. Make the choice every day to become richer by educating yourself and taking action. Choose friends carefully. Surround yourself with people who support your goals and discuss ideas, not just gossip or complain. Master a formula, then learn a new one. Start with a simple strategy, like saving a fixed amount to invest each month, and master it before moving on to more complex ones. Pay yourself first. Make investing in your asset column a priority, like a bill you must pay. Be generous. Rich Dad believed in tithing and giving back. Generosity often leads to receiving more in return. Educate yourself continuously. Read books, attend seminars, listen to podcasts, find mentors. Never stop learning. So, there you have it. The core wisdom distilled from Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's a book that fundamentally challenges the conventional advice most of us receive about money. It's not just about getting rich. It's about gaining financial freedom, control, and security by changing your mindset, prioritizing financial literacy, and taking consistent action. Remember the key lessons. Understand the crucial difference between assets and liabilities. Mind your own business by relentlessly building your asset column. Increase your financial intelligence to recognize and create opportunities. And work to learn valuable skills, not just for a paycheck. This book has transformed the financial lives of millions, and hopefully, this summary has given you a powerful understanding and a solid starting point for your own journey. Did you make it all the way to the end? Awesome! That dedication shows you're truly serious about improving your financial future. If you found value in this deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad, please give this video a huge thumbs up. It tells us you want more content like this. Even better, share it with your friends, family, or anyone you know who could benefit from learning these powerful principles. And most importantly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell right now. Join our community as we explore more ways to build wealth, achieve financial independence, and design the life you deserve. Thanks for watching, stay curious, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next video.